Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dark Souls. We're gonna go and fight the boss of Blighttown. But first, what we want to do is not run into that wall continuously. We want to run all the way past here. See, if I remember correctly, there should be a body around this way, or no, it's the other way. Well, I mean, there's that body. I really love that jumping attack. Oh, there's the body. And there's some mosquitoes chasing after us. We got the pyromancy set, as well as the poison mist spell. We can now officially poison some monsters. Not all of them, but a good portion of them. There's a lot of souls of proud knights and all that that's scattered about. There's also another sort of interesting weapon through here. With the butcher's knife, they've also added something that's quite also akin to the meat cleaver. We definitely gotta be careful now. Forgot how hard these things hit. Poison's one thing. The fact that these leeches hit so hard is another. Especially when you don't have pretty good armor on either. Since we're actually in the swamp and we're already poisoned, we don't get the meter filling back up, thankfully. Luckily with our Black Knight sword, we can go and, well, just ignore ignore these guys' health. They don't take too much damage, but they deal a lot of damage. And this is what I mean though. These are the secondary creatures that people farm. It's either this or the slimes. They'll farm either one of those for both Titanite shards and green Titanite shards. Speaking of more Titanite shards. We don't have a weapon to... or, not the weapon, but the ring that helps us increase our chances of finding more items either. And we're pretty close to maxing out our item find just with humanities alone. We just need 4 more liquid humanities and we'll be good to go. These ones always had some weird AI to them. Let's not do that again. Especially since now we're not poisoned. As you see, like, poison really... it's more of a nuisance than anything. It doesn't really do much. Alright, here we go. Let's go and look at the new weapon that we just got. Server. It's, well, a carved greatsword. And it restores health every hit that we give. And again, with the butcher knife, with this knife. I mean, if we were to add them together, we'd pretty much have the meat cleaver. It's pretty cool, but it's never really been a useful weapon. You don't see very many people wielding it that much, if at all. And sadly, we need 24 strength to go and fully wield it, so there's also that. I want to go over here really quickly to go, dear God, leech. Let's also kind of show off an area that we're not going to, not until much later in the game when the 3-month rule has subsided. Mainly because there's nothing too grandiose over here, first and foremost, and also apparently from what I'm reading is the plank, or not the plank, the Twin Humanities, awesome. The arena is also down here into the Great Hollow. We're at half health. Might as well just go... Maybe not. Maybe not. I was thinking if the bonfire was closer than that, but no, it isn't. We could just go and run back and get a heal at the bonfire, then go fight the boss and ring the second bell. We're poisoned. I'm not even gonna bother with that, because the bonfire's just right over there. First and foremost, let's take up this proud knight's soul. And again, without the rusted iron ring, we would be slogging through the swamp, and really, it's not gonna... It's just only gonna go and slow us down, and we don't want that. There we go. I was wondering why the first one didn't hit. And we'll be going up there a little later, but as of right now, what we really want to do is just quickly scuttle across here. Pick up a Titanite shard, and we haven't upgraded our pyromancy hand. At least not enough to get a special person right here. It's about like plus 10 that we need to have pyromancy hand too. Either that or the Old Witch's Ring, which is one of the few gifts that we could have started with. Quela's Domain. It's probably one of the... I would say the harder bosses to fight, just because the way you lock onto her, it's really hard to read some of the things that she does. And oh hey, look at that! Since we defeated her, we can also summon Mad Eater Mildred. We don't need to though. Let's go and fight the boss ourselves. Oh, did I mention this update's not safe for work because, yeah. Crap. Yeah, I was half expecting that. Well, let's go and cut back to when I actually get there, and we will see you in front of Quelaag's room. Alright, hey everybody, and welcome back. We're gonna go back in, and this time we're not gonna screw around. We're not gonna do that. Let's first of all just kind of see if we have any better fire defense. Yeah, I didn't think so. Alrighty, let's get going. Definitely, that's one of the worst attacks that she could possibly do. Just the jump and spew fire on you all over the place. Yeah. Mainly because it's just generally right where you're at. You can see we've also equipped our Power Within. Wow, it feels like they've reduced her range on that attack. Generally I would be hit even better with that, but I mean, she's pretty much sidestepped the boss. Almost everything she does leaves her vulnerable, so that's why you always want to do sidestepping and have the Dragon Crest shield her. This, as you see, I'm not taking almost any damage. This is probably the best attack. Oh, jeez. When she kind of goes limp like that, she'll be doing the AoE attack, and, well, again, locking onto her, it's a little harder to see. But we've seen pretty much all of her attacks. And I just did that. Okay, that's really weird. She almost never does that. Generally, she can't fire lava that far off to the side of her without facing you. Oh, yeah, that's the other attack she can do where her butt just goes on fire for some reason. She almost never does that because it's almost completely useless to do that. Oh, another thing. She's completely immune to fire. Not just her own fire, our fire. She's one of a few bosses. I think there's only three at most, but I don't remember if one of them is actually immune or not to fire. One of them we've already seen. Just not in fire-based form. And any part of her is vulnerable, thankfully. Meaning we can go up, attack some of her claws, and we'll be copacetic with dealing as much damage. She doesn't have a weak point like most of the other bosses that we've faced so far. Basically, Quelaag's kind of like a war of attrition boss. You just wait until she opens herself up for attack, and then you just go and attack back to her. And she's down. I don't ever recall her giving twin humanities, but I'm not complaining on that either. Any humanities we get is always a good thing. You gotta definitely ring the second bell, so let's get going on that. Well, we know now where to go. I mean, the undead perish. But first and foremost, look at all these eggs. I mean, luckily they're lifeless. And we have a hidden domain.
Oh dear, what have we here? Are you a new servant?
You always want to say yes.
But you have no eggs. Ah, no matter. Go along and have audience with our fair lady. I pray that you will mind your manners.
Now's the part where I wish I had the old witch's ring. Just to kind of show you what we did. We can't communicate with her. Not yet, at least. But we can enter one of the best covenants in the game. And get a great chaos fireball out of it. Though that's not what we really want to join the Covenant for, but it helps. In order to advance our rank in the Covenant, we have to offer humanity. I think it goes from 10 to 20 to 40 to get the max. Wish we could talk to her, just so we know what's going on. What we just did.
Are you prepared to dedicate yourself to our fair lady? Then I will make available whatever you require. If you need something, ask me first.
And he actually can modify our pyromancy flame. But that's not all he can do. He can also set us up with some other items, but we have to get infected with eggs first and foremost. Yeah, let's see. I mean, all we have is the roster, which it's nice, but it's not what we need right now. In fact, let's go and modify our flame a couple of times. Well then, I'm gonna call it an episode for this one, and I want to thank you all for joining us once again for Dark Souls.